The reload time is only reduced by oh my gosh. Did I just kill a guy through there? I killed that guy. What is going on? What? I'm dead. Oh my gosh, this walk speed is still horrible. No way! No way! Alright, so hello gamers and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be covering the entire 4th of July update for Phantom Forces. I covered a lot of this stuff in my last two videos, but stuff has changed or been added since then. So we're going to be running through everything really quickly. And if you guys are enjoying these update videos, make sure you subscribe. Only 30% of people watching my videos are subscribed. Also, I might make a Q&A video soon, so ask me your Phantom Forces or just general questions. It could be about a gun in Phantom Forces, my thoughts on certain weapons, you know, favorite conversion, favorite guns, or even questions about not Phantom Forces. Whatever, let's just get into it, alright? The M16A3 has much more bullet velocity and lower recoil now. This is going to make the M16A3 one of the best rifles in the game again. Next change is the K2. It has better range, better fire rate, and it also has significantly more bullet velocity, but it lost its ability to 3-shot kill. Overall, I'd say this is probably a buff, especially to the bullet velocity. Its 7.62 conversion also got a fire rate increase, but a little bit less damage. Overall, if you like semi-auto DMRs, that one will be pretty good. The AK-47 has a new recoil pattern, also has a faster reload and a new animation and a new sound effect. And as you can see, it definitely climbs quite a bit, but you can just pull straight down now. It's only vertical recoil, basically. Honestly, a buff to the weapon for sure, which is good because, let's be real, the AK-47 has not been the best for a while, and I do like the new sound effect too. The next change is to the 300 blackout conversion. Now this has extremely horrible bullet velocity, but it now does 38 damage up close with a torso multiplier. So it does 42 to the torso, I think. Basically, the 300 blackout conversion now does really, really high damage, but has horrible bullet drop. This is overall a buff to it in my opinion, but keep in mind, if you want high bullet velocity, this is not going to be for you. It has really, really bad drop. Next up, we have the C7A2, which now has better recoil and higher bullet velocity. Nice little change to the C7 as well. As you can see, wow, that is accurate. The G36K now has a slightly faster reload, and honestly, that feels nice. Not going to lie. It's only slightly, but man, that feels good. The OTS 126 now does more minimum damage. It has a faster reload, walk speed, and it has better torso multiplier. However, it can no longer 2-shot kill to the head. And honestly, that's not that big of a deal because overall, this is going to be a great buff to your hits to kill ranges outside of 2-hit kill head because that's gone. It can now 4-hit kill to 141 studs to the torso, which is really good. So basically expect better long or mid-range performance from this weapon. Yeah, honestly, a really good change. This is without any attachments, and it's still pretty good. The K1A has slightly different recoil. It has better min damage and a better max damage range. However, it has reduced torso multiplier. This is going to make it deal a little bit less damage up close, but it's going to more consistently not do horrible damage over long range. But the most important part about this is that they buffed the bullet velocity up to 2700. It's still a really loud gun, but basically, K1A is a very usable weapon now. Is it the best weapon in the game? Maybe not, but it does have very fast bullet velocity. Another new change is the gyro jets have had a buff. The gyro jets, if you didn't know, had basically, oh my gosh, wait, is this new recoil to them? Hold on, I didn't know about this. They didn't say anything about this, but yeah, they have recoil now. Okay. The gyro jet weapons start at 500 velocity instead of 50 velocity, which is really good. Still not great for close range, obviously, but I think this could make the gyro jets good. I don't know why they had to increase the recoil though, but we'll see how this goes. I think that could really make these weapons, you know, viable again, which is nice. The UMP45 had a big nerf, but also they buffed it a little bit since I talked about it in the last update video. If you guys didn't know, they removed the ability to 2-hit kill to the body, which makes this weapon horrible, but they've actually given it some changes that might make it at least better than guns like the Uzi. It now has a higher fire rate of 650, and it has a better minimum damage up to 22, which means if you're running AP, it can actually 4-hit to the torso at all ranges, which is kind of insane, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, this weapon is no longer a 2-hit unless you're hitting headshots, which is really unfortunate. The bullet velocity is also still horrible, but a consistent 4-hit for this disadvantage of much reduced damage could be, you know, pretty good. And plus range, it's still just a 3-hit at 650 RPM, and then it's, yeah, a 4-hit at range, but it's got the same fire rate and stuff as the Type 20, so may as well just run like the Type 20 and have, you know, 2.5 times the bullet velocity, if not more. Yeah, way more than 2.5. Either way, still pretty good gun. They've also reduced the damage on the 40 Smith & Wesson and the ranges and the torso multi and reduced the RPM, but they've given it 20 minimum damage since I talked about it last time. Makes this a 5 hit at all ranges, which honestly, it's not going to make this too bad of a gun now. Pretty decent change to this weapon. I think it's going to keep this conversion somewhat relevant. Ooh, the P90 has a lower rate of fire and increased recoil. I think this is going to make the P90 definitely not good anymore, actually. The reason I say that it's not good anymore is basically because the MP7 is just better. The MP7 has the same fire rate and still has all the advantages. The P90 was better than the MP7, but now the MP7 is better than the P90 because they nerfed the fire rate on this one. Which is a goofy change for it, definitely. Just use the MP7. It's a lower rank. It just is better, you know? Next up, we have the Colt SMG 633. It now has 1 more damage up close and 1 more damage at long range. This is going to make hollow point really good for getting a semi-consistent 3-hit kill. Just try to aim for the legs more with this one, and you will be able to 3-hit up close, which is really fun. I think, honestly, this weapon might be maybe too good with hollow point, not gonna lie. Makes this really, really good. I think you honestly only need a single limb shot and then 2 torsos, which is pretty easy to hit, you know? As long as you're not hitting 3 torsos in a row, which if you're aiming correctly, like I'm aiming specifically for legs right now, and it works, you know? It's a little goofy gimmick with it, and that's only with hollow point. Other than that, I don't think this weapon is really that good without hollow point on it, but yeah, super fun. Interesting change for sure, and the new model looks pretty decent as well. He tried to melee me, but I was already gone. The MP510 had a pretty big nerf. Now only does 40 damage instead of 45, but it has a little bit better range. But basically, the MP510 being able to 2-hit with hollow point is gone. I didn't really use hollow point on it, so it's probably fine for me personally, but still a fine gun. The 40 Smith & Wesson conversion had its ranges, torso multi, velocity, and pen decreased, but it does have a better max damage range and a better headshot multiplier, which I think honestly might keep it about the same for where it was before. I don't think this was really very well-liked conversion. The Chris Vector got a slight nerf. It now does 40 damage instead of 41. That basically means that if you hit a torso shot and then a headshot, it can't kill with 2 bullets. You have to land 2 headshots in a row, which, you know, it's pretty difficult with this weapon. I think it's nice that you don't get random 2 shots without hitting 2 headshots. It's pretty goofy that you could do that before, but honestly, Chris Vector is still a perfectly fine weapon. Wow, I know it's surprising that this weapon is still good. The MG3 KWS has much better recoil, a better max damage range, an increased torso multi, an increased headshot multi, and a reduced reload time. But the reload time is only reduced by oh my gosh. Did I just kill a guy through there? I killed that guy. What is going on? What? I'm dead. This is basically a huge net buff to the MG3. They didn't buff the reload time by that much. It was only by 0.4 seconds, which for a weapon of this reload time, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, it's still a horrible reload, but it's definitely a bit better, you know, which I think might make this weapon semi-usable. That is 2 grenades. That is way overkill, guys. Come on. Oh my gosh, this walk speed is still horrible. No way! No way! That previous clip was going to be the intro, but I guess that... Oh my, it was almost a continued multi there. Oh my gosh, I have 80 kills right now. What the frick? Okay, so these buffs must be good because I have a lot of kills. Stage car got better recoil, better bullet velocity, and better fire rate, as well as with open bolted, which I forgot to check out the open bolted one before. Let's see this. Ooh, that's not too bad. 450, you know? Wait, is this kind of like better in a way than the M3A1 now? 2-hit kill range to the torso is 78 studs. Maybe this is better than the M3A1 now. The Dragunov SVDS now has a sweet spot mechanic. It can one-shot to the torso only, about 40 studs to about 80 studs, which is an interesting change to the weapon. Still has the same fire rate, but it should make this weapon a lot less overpowered for a very close range. This conversion, the one that had the reverse damage before, now has 4,000 bullet velocity, but terrible damage. So it's only for headshots, but it's good for headshots. It's just sad because that other conversion that went up to 90 limb basically is gone. The Lancaster conversion now has only a 45 stud one-shot range and pretty bad bullet velocity, but it has that one-shot ability up close, but it only has 5 rounds. So if you basically want a very nerfed version of the old CQC SVDS, there is this, you know. The M1903 Pedersen device now has better mid damage up to 24 as a torso multi and increased headshot multi, but way worse bullet velocity, which kind of makes this horrible. Not gonna lie, I love how you can still bolt it with this. Not good. Look at that bullet drop. Oh my goodness, dude. That is horrible. Okay, don't use that, honestly. The Heck-8 also has new recoil, which is horrible, you know? Does it change the gun in any way? Not really in terms of effectiveness, but I don't think this recoil is good, man. It just punches your head and it just feels awful to use. Look at that, dude. This doesn't really change the skill of the weapon at all. Oh my god, I'm hitting so many good clips. Now, the WAD 2000 got even more changes since we last talked about it in the previous update video. Basically, if you didn't know, it can now kill with one torso shot to 50 studs, and it has better aiming speed, better reserve ammo, and they even buffed the walk speed. So basically, this is a massive net buff to the WAD 2K. Dude, the aiming speed on this used to be so slow. I feel like that was kind of a nice downside of it before, was the aiming speed. That just feels way too fast. Oh, I'm not used to it, man. It's like it's a bullpup sniper, so it kind of feels like it would handle like kind of poorly. It's an unergonomic weapon or whatever, and that was kind of a cool downside of it, is that even though it's semi-auto, it still kind of handles poorly. But wow, it handles so well now. I don't know. I'm not complaining, I guess, but oh my gosh, this is good. They also made the 7.5mm have a 30 stud torso kill range. Basically, if you want worse torso kill range, but slightly more on your fire rate, up to 300, I guess you can run that conversion. But yeah, just stick with default ammo. Honestly, this feels so good. After like 2 years of this having like the worst ammo types and stuff ever, please let this be good, man. Honestly, it feels really good. 300 Win Mag gives you better reserve, better suppression, penetration, velocity, and an 80 stud torso kill range. The only downside of it is you have one less bullet in your magazine. Wow, if you want to one shot further and still have better like long range performance and bullet velocity and stuff, then this is just better. It's just so good. UP2000 now has better recoil, higher minimum damage, and a torso multi, now 5 hit kill over range. But if you guys did enjoy, comment your stuff for a Q&A down below. Watch this shot.